News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moskow.
Karen, we begin with the latest on the Trump administration's pressure campaign against Venezuela. President Trump is warning Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro not to, quote, play tough. That says the U.S. steps up its blockade of oil tankers going in and out of Venezuela. The president says U.S. policy in the Western Hemisphere is changing under his administration.
Well, you had a different kind of a president before me. They didn't mind being ripped off. They didn't mind being robbed. They didn't mind drugs pouring into our country. They didn't mind the jails of Venezuela and Trinidad being emptied into the U.S., where they take over Colorado and other places. I do mind.
President Trump spoke at a Mar-a-Lago news conference where he unveiled a new class of battleships dubbed Trump class. Bloomberg's Peter Fowler has more on the Venezuela blockade.
Trump is saying that he's going to keep the oil. He's also threatening President Maduro not to fight back. If he fights back, he will never be able to fight back again. Trump has stopped short of saying that this is all about regime change, but people in his cabinet have been a lot more clear on that. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said that this is about much more than just seizing the oil. He has to be gone, she said.
Bloomberg's Peter Fowler reports all this comes as the Coast Guard continues its pursuit of a sanctioned tanker days after it boarded a non-sanctioned vessel over the weekend.
Well, in those same Mar-a-Lago remarks, Nathan, President Trump said he believed people are very angry that pictures are being released that connect them to notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, days after the Justice Department released a new set of files tied to the late financier. The president said he hated to see former President Bill Clinton, who appeared frequently in the release, being tarnished by the association, describing the situation as terrible.
I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they give you their photos of me, too. Everybody was friendly with this guy.
The Epstein files and the fight over their disclosure have sparked infighting among President Trump's supporters, adding to the political headwinds that the president is facing heading into next year's midterm elections.
Well, staying at Mar-a-Lago, Karen, President Trump also reiterated his desire for U.S. control over Greenland. That's after he announced plans to appoint Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry a special envoy to the island. President Trump calls it a matter of national security.
If you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it. Greenland's a big deal.
President says it's not because of Greenland's energy or mineral reserves. He says the U.S. has plenty of those, but he doesn't think Denmark has devoted enough spending to protect Greenland. President Trump's comments have sparked outrage in both Denmark and Greenland. Denmark's Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, has warned the U.S. cannot annex the island.
Well, Nathan, we turn now to the latest in the Brown University shooting. The Trump administration will investigate the rampage this month that killed 2 students and injured 9 others. Education Secretary Linda McMahon says reporting in the wake of the incident shows that Brown's surveillance and security systems may not have met adequate standards, allowing the suspect to escape. She also says Brown's students and staff reported that emergency notifications about the active shooter were delayed. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moskow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.